Erath Pinot Noir from Oregon. Oregon is more or less the premier region for Pinot Noir in the United States. It really has been since like the 60s, and Erath was one of the wineries that was at the forefront of that back in the mid-60s. And they're still at it today, still making awesome Pinot Noir. This is their entry-level bottle. So again, super accessible. Turn to wine number 2 in this book here. All right, tasting method, we got to go with it. Sniff. Kind of like cherry-ish. Cherry cola. I'm gonna go cherry cola. Almost like a Dr. Pepper, but not quite. Let's take a look at it. We're looking at clear ruby, a little bit of a pink rim. And if you're doing something like this, whatever color you want to write, if you're not trying to pass your WSET 3 or 2 or something like that, if you're just taking notes so that you can learn for yourself, it really doesn't matter what words you're using as long as it makes sense to you. So we'll give it a swirl. See what else pops out of the glass at us. Even more cherry, and now I'm thinking more like baked cherry. There's a little bit of like shroominess, a little mushroom. Relatively simple nose. I've only got like 2, 3, 4 things popping out, depending on how you look at it. That doesn't mean anything though. Simple wines can be great wines, and I mean, it doesn't really smell simple because it does have that kind of fruit and earth complexity to it. I don't think there's any oak. If they are using oak for this, I would imagine that it's neutral because I'm not really getting much that would tell me that it's oaked. All right, so sniff, see, swirl, sniff, sip. Realistically, probably low tannin. A little more tannic than I thought. Dry cheeks. That's where that tannin was hitting me, was right around there. Flavor-wise, more fruit. The acidity is definitely kind of doing something up there. It's a little more like bitter cherry almost. Maybe bark. I'm gonna go with bark. Finish is not super long. I'll go with medium again. There's a little bit of a pop. You swallow, starts going down, and then it comes back for more. I'm also gonna write down medium plus alcohol because it is a little bit hot. I don't know what the ABV on this is. 13.4, so that's about right. I'm gonna call it medium bodied to full, almost full bodied. I'm just going to go with medium here. Acidity, I'm also going to go with medium. I mean, it's pretty well balanced in that regard. Tannin, I put low, but excuse me. You could probably make the case for medium. Rating, I would go with a 4 on this. I like it. Would I buy it again? That's a maybe for me. The reason is not that I don't like it. I don't know. I tend to spend more on Pinot Noirs myself. I tend to go more toward Burgundy, and just get those like really funky, lighter styles, earthy. But as far as spending under $20 on Pinot Noir, Erath is delicious. The reason that a lot of great Pinot Noir is so much more expensive than, I don't know if you saw Syrah from the same region, is because Pinot Noir can kind of be harder to grow. Pinot Noir has really thin skins. And it can be really sensitive to things like mildew and weather. So Pinot Noir, because you wind up sometimes with lower yields or just takes more work, Pinot Noir tends to be a little bit more expensive. So when I'm looking at a Pinot Noir under $20, it's not a red flag to me, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the best wine or the same quality as a Shiraz or Syrah or Merlot at the same exact price point. Doesn't always mean I'm not going to buy it. I bought this, but just a kind of thing that I think about. Any notes? This would be good with roast duck, something that I do not personally cook often, but I will order if I'm out. I don't know why I feel like this would be pretty good on the beach, just because it's kind of bright, but it does have that kind of earthiness. It is a very pretty wine. It does have a very pretty nose, but it's got a little bit more alcohol and tannin than I would want for such a pretty nose, but that doesn't mean it's a bad wine, just not my favorite Pinot Noir that I've ever had, which is not a problem. There's a lot of Pinot Noir in the world.